Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and welcome back. I haven't uploaded a video in quite a long time, but that's because I now have a full-time job, which is very sad. Well, it's not sad, it's good, but it's very busy, and especially since I started. So when you're like a foundation doctor, which is what I am, you rotate around every 4 months. So the first 4 months, like August to December, I was doing peds, which I absolutely loved, and it's probably what I want to do in my career. So I loved that, but then in December we switched to general surgery, which I hate. You don't actually do much surgery as a F1, which is what I am. It's just all like stupid, but yeah, so I'm not really having the best time with that. But I have a week off this week, which is very nice, and it's very sunny, very cold but very sunny. So I thought I'd try and get back into some filming, and I could do all my like 2022 wrap-up stuff, favourites and things. And I've got a book haul which I'm gonna film now for like basically the second half of the year in 2022. I didn't get that many books, but I've been trying to behave on the purchasing. I think because I don't have as much time to read anymore. And to be fair, in December I bought myself Kindle Unlimited, so pretty much in December I've only really read like smutty romance and audiobooks. But yeah, I'm doing fine. Just yeah, this new job I don't like, but it's only for 4 months, so like in April we'll change again and I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, have to do things you don't like sometimes. But then I never ever have to do general surgery again, which is good. So yeah, I just have to make it through. But yeah, and I think I just haven't really had the energy to film, because like at the weekends you just want to relax, and then so yeah. But now I have the energy, so I'm very excited, and hopefully there'll be quite a few videos coming your way in the next month or so, and then it might dry up again until my next holiday. But anyway, so let's just get started on the haul. Now we've done my little life update. So the first book I have here is the Tor published version of Legends of Lattes. So I love this book. I have the like self-pub version. And I think it's been like nearly a year since this came out, and like it's got so hyped and like popular, which is really good. I remember when I read it, and I think when I reviewed it, it had about 200 reviews on Goodreads. And now I feel like it must have easily in the thousands. But yeah, so this is the like UK edition of the Tor published version. It still has the original like art in, which is very nice. The naked jacket is just purple. But yeah, this is like one of the coziest books you can read, and I feel like the cover does sort of capture that. And it follows this I think she's an orc called Viv, who like decides to retire from her life of being a mercenary to open up a cafe, and she moves to this new city where they've like never heard of coffee, and she has to try and start up this coffee shop, but no one's ever heard of coffee, and it's just like the trials and tribulations of starting up a coffee shop. But it's really cozy and really cute, and I love all the characters, and I think there's like a sequel or a prequel maybe coming, which I'm so excited for. But yeah, I would highly recommend this if you like cozy fantasy. If the only kind of fantasy you like is like massive grimdark, you might not like this, but yeah, it's really good. So that's that one. Then I got Delilah Green Doesn't Care and Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail. So I had already read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, but I didn't have a physical copy, and this one was coming out, so I thought I'd just get them both. So yeah, these are really pretty. I love the cover artwork for them. I've read them both. I love them both. I can't wait for the third book, which is Iris's book. It basically just follows this like small town friendship group, and they each have their own romance. The first book, Delilah's like this hotshot photographer from New York, and she moves, or no, her stepsister's is having a wedding in this little small town, and she wants Delilah to be the photographer, but they have a sort of tumultuous relationship, or strained relationship. So she comes back, and then there she like hooks up with her stepsister Astrid's best friend called Claire. So that's that story. And then this one is Astrid is like the stepsister is like this what are they called, interior designer, and she gets hired to work on this project for this inn, but she's like very likes like you know, like modern styles, but this inn is more cozy. And then the love interest Jordan is like the granddaughter of the owner of the inn, and she wants it to be like cozy, so it's rivalry, and then yeah. But they're both really good. I actually really love Astrid. She's like the kind of character archetype that I really love. They're like perfect one on the outside, but then like on the inside they're just breaking down all the time. So yeah, that's that series. I'm very excited to have both these physically and for the third one to come out. I don't actually know when it comes out. I know sometime in 2023, but I'm not sure what time of year. I assume probably later in the year, but like in 2022 we got both of those, so maybe it'll be soon. I feel like romance books authors are a lot speedier at pumping out books. Okay, then next, I can't actually remember if I've hauled this one already or not. I'm sure I've shown it in a video, but it might have been a TBR or something. I mean, if it was in a TBR, I still haven't read it. And this is Ruination by Anthony Reynolds. This is a League of Legends book, I believe. I haven't actually ever played League of Legends. I think it's a game. I've never played any game, to be honest. Oh, I had never noticed that. So like on the cover behind the sword, that's a person. But I did watch the first few episodes of the TV show, what's it called? Arcane? Yeah. And I do want to finish that. So I think I will enjoy like the vibes of this story. And it's a really cool book. There's also this bookmark that comes with it that's like one of those changey bookmarks. Don't know what the official term is. We used to have that sound brings back childhood memories. We used to have loads of those. So it says Ruination is an epic tale of magic, revenge, and an empire on the verge of ruin. So it sounds like it'll be like a fun fantasy, and I'm looking forward to reading this quite soon. So we'll see what I think. And to be fair, like I feel like books that are based on sort of gamey type things are often quite easy and like fun to read. They just kind of, you can whiz through them. So yeah, looking forward to that one. And then we have Flamethrow, which is the sequel to Fireborn, and I'm a bit sad because this and my Fireborn don't match at all. Like Fireborn's a really old one and it's hardback, and then this is completely new cover and it's paperback. It's definitely a US paperback as well because it's all floppy. I don't think these have been published in the UK. But anyway, I really want to read this one. This one, I feel like in a very niche circle on Twitter, is very popular. And I really enjoyed Fireborn from what I can remember. I read it quite a while ago. But I want to try and read the sequel and then the final book because it's a trilogy. So in the first book we're following these two characters. I think they're called Annie and Leo or Leon or something. And one of them, I think Leo is the like heir of this lost emperor. No, so there's like people in power and then they all get like killed or overthrown by this like it's almost like a military coup, I think, that happens. But Leon is like spared and raised, taken into the military type thing, and then they're raised and there's dragons and there's quite some good politics. That's a really bad description. When I've reread Fireborn and read this, I'll be able to give you a better description. So yeah, and I've heard just really good things. The characters, I remember liking the characters, and I think you meet new characters in this book who I think I will love even more. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. It's quite chunky actually. Maybe it's just got big, I don't know, it's nearly 500 pages. It's got quite big writing, but yeah, so that's that one. Okay, and then next we have The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik, which is quite shimmery. The ring light's reflecting off it. It's like a gold foil. Oh, the back is just black. And this is the final book in the Scholomance trilogy, so I really enjoyed this trilogy. I've read this one as well, and I really enjoyed the finale. And it's a very like, I don't know if fun is the right word, but it's not a very, well, it's kind of serious, but it's not that serious. So it's like a bit lighthearted. It's like magical school where there's monsters everywhere and you just have to try and survive. And in this book, I guess the last book ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, and it's mostly them trying to solve the cliffhanger. But I actually really like some of the like messages and themes in this book in particular. And just the whole like found family thing, I don't know, I like that. And I feel like the main character Elle is a bit Marmitey, but I actually really like her, and I love the love interest Orion. He's so funny. So yeah, I think this is a great series if you like just kind of a little bit silly like magical school vibes. yeah, with like a very snarky hero and a Hindu love interest. So that's that one. Then we have The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin, which is really cool. I'm quite a bit sad this doesn't have sprayed edges, because my copy of The City We Became has like pink sprayed edges, which was like, I feel like the first book that really sold me on sprayed edges, because I used to hate them, but then after that one I felt like that I started to like them. So yeah, I do really like the style of these covers. The only thing, I've read this as well. This was probably my least favourite N.K. Jemisin book maybe, which is a bit sad, but I think I'm turning this into a wrap up, but I don't know why. I think it just kind of felt a bit scattered, like it didn't quite have a nice cohesive plot. It had some interesting like themes and bits, but I feel like it was just like they would just pop up and it wasn't like all tied together in a nice way. I don't know if that makes sense. And then it like all wrapped up very quickly, which is fine, but and I did actually kind of like the way it all wrapped up, but I just felt like a bit, I don't know, I'd love the characters in book one, but I don't know if because we weren't like, it was more focused on like the themes and the plot, but the plot didn't quite fit, so we didn't spend as much time with the characters, so I didn't like the characters as much, so it was all a bit all over the place. But I would still recommend the duology because I loved The City We Became. So if you like kind of urban-y fantasy with some interesting like kind of real worldy themes, like very relevant to what's going on at the moment, I would still recommend this series. It's like it's based in New York, and like the boroughs all have like personifications, and they have to try and save the city from this threat, who's like basically an alien who's come to take over. So yeah, that's that one. Then we have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and this is like tiny. I don't think I realised quite how small this book is going to be. But I mainly got this like physically because of the cover. I just love it. This is a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, or The House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know exactly which it is, because I'm sure there's a TV show coming out which is maybe called The Fall of the House of Usher, and then the original story is just The House of Usher. I don't know much about literary history, but this was really good. I can't remember that much about it because it was so short and I read it a while ago. But it's like creepy mushrooms and like a kind of gothic house and like a mystery with I can't remember if it's people dying or animals dying or a bit of both, but yeah, definitely like kind of Mexican gothic-y vibes. And like I feel like this was like reading a Mike Flanagan TV show, you know, like Bly Manor or Haunting of Hill House, those vibes. So this was like perfect to read in October time. And I really like T. Kingfisher, and I originally read her like you know, the like fun series like Paladin's Grace, Paladin's Hope, those ones, and I love those ones. But this one and The Hollow Places I actually really like as well. I feel like I've been getting a tiny bit more into horror, and this is the kind of horror that I like creepy, sinister, rather than like psycho type, I don't know. Yeah, like atmospheric horror I love. So yeah, this one was really good, and is very nice as well to own. Then this is another one I can't remember if I've hauled or not, but Speaking Veins by Ken Liu, one of my favourite series, Dandelion Dynasty. They've all just fallen over. This is very pretty covers. I love the cover redesigns. I think it's mainly like the colours. They just like the pastel green and the pastel pink, and it all just really appeals to me. I had the Veiled Throne in this design as well. I think one day I would love to own the hardbacks of Wall of Storms and The Grace of Kings in this, but I don't know if they even exist other than the broken binding one, but they all have stenciled edges, so I feel like I'd have to get these two again, and then it would just be a lot of money for repeats of books I already own. So yeah, if they ever come out in hardback in this style, I will be getting them, so they all match. And yeah, just read this series if you haven't, if you like sweeping epic political fantasy and some really great characters, especially like morally great characters. Oh, GF, she is my shrine to evil MILFs. Yeah, and I love, yeah, Farah, Kinri, Thera, Zomi, I just love them all. So yeah, and I'm very happy to have this, and just if you haven't read the series, please read it because it's so good. And yeah, probably one of my top 5 favourite epic fantasies. So yeah. So that's that one. And then we have A Restless Truth by Freya Marks. I actually really like this cover as well. Look at the little foily things. So this is the sequel to A Marvelous Light. I really love this series as well. It's like fun historical murder mysteries, but with like romance and also slightly serious, but like they're written in a very light-hearted way, but they do have some serious themes. But mostly they're a lot of fun. They're like kind of cozy romance mysteries. I feel like that's the best way to describe them. And I love this one because it's I love murder mysteries like set in an enclosed space. So this is set on a boat. I think the author described it as like lesbian knives out on a boat, which is kind of accurate. Yeah, so I really liked it. I really like the relationship, and I feel like it's a bit different from what you normally see in a relationship, because it's like the beginning of a relationship, not like a full story of the relationship. And I actually really like that because it's set in such a short amount of time. Like they're just on a cruise, probably lasting like a week or two, so you can't have the full arc of a relationship, I feel like, in that time. So I actually really liked the sort of relationship in this book and the stage it portrays, kind of thing, because I feel like often in romance they try to like just portray the whole relationship, but I feel like it's nice just to have kind of the start. And like Maud, the main character, is amazing. I love her so much, and I can't wait. We got a little tease, I feel like, of the two characters who's gonna be like the final book in the trilogy. It's gonna be their romance, and I cannot wait for that. I love one of the characters is called like Lord Hawthorne. He's like a grumpy lord, but I just love him so much, and I can't wait. I feel like we see a bit more of him in this book, and I can't wait for his book. So yeah, I love historical romances and mysteries, so this is a great series, and it's very pretty. So yeah, looking forward to, well, I've already read it, but looking forward to, maybe I might reread it before the final book comes out, so that'll be good. So yeah, they're all so it's a trilogy. I feel like they're all like standalone romances, but the whole plot ties together. So I would definitely read them all together, but you could read this one without having read A Marvelous Light. But yeah, anyway, that's that one. Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and this one is so cute. I loved it. It's another cozy mystery. No, not a mystery, like cozy fantasy. Yeah, this one just I love it. I feel like this is my House by the Cerulean Sea. It follows this story of these, like, there's this witch, so there's these witches in the UK, and there's not many of them, and they have to keep themselves like super secret, and they can't live with any other witches. I can't remember exactly why, but like they're the rules. And Mika is a witch, but she also has like this witch persona on social media to try and like hide in plain sight type thing. And then this like little house somewhere of this family, well, like a found family, discover her and want her to come and help them train these like 3 young witches who are all together, which is like a big no-no, and also they're untrained, so they're a bit wild. So Mika agrees to come to this house, and she trains these 3 young witches. And then at the house is also this grumpy librarian called Jamie, who's like love interest. And then this older couple called, I can't remember, are they called like Ian and Ken, I think, maybe? Who are great. They're really like, well, one of them's really like flamboyant, one is like really calm, and I love them. And then there's like the housekeeper who's like very like matronly, and yeah, it's just a really nice like cozy story of like finding yourself and finding your place in the world when you've had to like move around a lot, and yeah, so it's good. So I would highly recommend this one as well, and it's very pretty. I think there's lots of shiny stuff. Oh, I can't keep anything still today. So yeah, so that is my little haul. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments any books you've received recently, or any books you got for Christmas, or anything like that. I would really love to know. Or if you've got any of the books in this video and you're excited to read them, I would love to know that as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope everyone is having a really great day, and I will see you next time.